take my little breathing breaks when I walk very much. Oh, my stuff came from Walmart. Well, we'll have to do an unboxing. But, yeah, that's life with COPD. There's a lot of different lung diseases and stuff. There's people with all kinds of things that affect them, even things that aren't visible. So, I mean, I'm obviously on oxygen. You can see it in my nose, but I'm not obviously bipolar because I'm controlled on medication and on coping skills. And the reason I'm going with this, I don't always talk about having COPD or being bipolar. I have talked about it in the past at some length. I am working on making my playlist more definitive and put the videos in the files where they are most appropriate. I'm still working on it, but I do have a COPD file, and I've got a bipolar journey file for those who really do want to know what I have gone through, what I am, what I do on a daily basis. And there's also my, art channels and stuff, and just fun stuff like going for a little bit of a travel, just see something, because sometimes you just got to get out of the house. And this is one day, and I'm enjoying it, except it's hot. We've been having, and tomorrow it's supposed to be cold again, so we just can't win. But Joe got the, he planted some cucumbers, and he got the pots that we did out here. They're all in the greenhouse, and so we're just going to have to see how well this turns out. Hopefully, if he closes that greenhouse up, watering won't be as frequent. I mean, yeah, we'll still need to water things, but maybe it won't be quite as frequent. So, I tell you, my glasses are all dirty. I just wanted to let you know about the playlists that, I need to break up my crafts one because there's so much in there, and I need to break it up into art, which I've got an art one now, but there's, like stuff on in that craft thing that's, I need to put in an art file. I'd like to do a sculpting file. So, that way you might be interested one day more in what I'm doing with, excuse me, I'm really swinging. I'm a swinger. But you might be more interested, or somebody might be more interested in something I've painted or sketched, or just to see what I am doing there. And somebody else may want to, see what I've sculpted and see just how inept I am at some of these things and how I've improved at some of these things. It's anything you do in life, you have to practice it. Talent is, I believe there is talent, but if you don't build your talent, it ain't gonna work. And if you may not have a specific talent for something, but you can sure work your tail off and practice and learn how to do it. And so I think I've got just a tad bit of talent because there's so much of it in my family, but I never really had time to explore it. So I've been having a lot of fun doing that. I really shocked myself with that Pegasus sketch. I was like, whoa. And of course it can be better, it can be more professional, but I really shocked myself. I thought I did a really good job on that. But mostly I just want people to find something positive. And if you've got something that's not, something that slows you down in life, like with my COPD and stuff, I don't want you to see it as an end. I want you to see it as a journey. And that you can do things. You may have to change what you do, And it's not easy. If you're active, if you've been an active person, it's not easy to do that slow down. Believe me, I know. Because I used to be on the run all the time. Especially as a nurse, up and down corridors, but it's something that kind of takes its tolls slowly, but as you get more to where you're noticing it more and it's hindering you more, then it gets to be a little irritating at first. So that's kind of to be expected. And I went through a little depression time. I still have some, and I can look out and say, I would just love to walk downtown and go buy something. Well, it doesn't work that way anymore, and I've had to accept that. So what I do is I just put my energy into something else. And that's what I hope I can portray to you guys, is that putting my energy into something else and making it enjoyable and sharing it with you, hoping that maybe you might find some of it fun for yourself. Even if you could sit there and say, oh, I could draw a better Pegasus than that, do it, please. Do. I would love that. Or if you just, maybe you're not some great artist or any better than I am, but you think, wow, you know what? There's this guy on here does nothing but stick drawings, and he's got millions of followers because he does them in action. He gives them an action to do, and then he puts all these little markings around. It's amazing, and they're very quick. So there's just, it's all you. Cooking is an art. My mom was such a cook. And Joe and I were talking one day about whatever's in the refrigerator, meals. And our mothers were of a generation that, if things were kind of building up as far as leftovers in the fridge, they'd make them into a casserole. And it was good. They knew exactly how to put which stuff to put in and what seasonings to use, and so they're kind of a, what do you call them, a hodgepodge casserole. A leftovers casserole, I think is what we called them. But they were good, and we didn't know that we were getting anything but a really good meal. Until we got old enough for Mom to be telling us how to do it. So, anyway, I didn't start this out to just talk about this stuff. I just started it out just to have a chat, to be out on the porch. I actually just came out here so I could be on the swing, and I thought, well, I'll bring you guys with me. And we'll have a discussion. But I did want to talk about the playlist. And so I know there's a lot of people who look to those ones about COPD, and because those get the most, they always get the most attention and views. And now I've got them in a nice folder for you. Sometimes the puppets are in them, they're with me, but we're talking about COPD. And the same with my bipolar journey, as I call it. That's the name of the folder. There's always something in there related to it. And, whether it's how to distract myself and how to realize that sometimes you are depressed and you just have to let yourself get through it and not fight it so hard, because sometimes you fight so hard you get deeper, because you just, why aren't I just getting out of it? Sometimes you just redirect. You just need to redirect what you're doing and get your mind off of it. Sometimes it's like you have to do like you would a child with, they might be acting up, and you say, oh, come here, sit down and color. And they'll go to the crayons. And boom, you got it nice and peaceful. And I'm not saying that works for everybody, but it has me. Sitting down and doing something artful or crafty, I do need to think about it a little bit, and I'm finding sketching really relaxing, and coloring. So I don't know how much of this I'll actually put in. But I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope you realize that those playlists are there for you. And I am not completely done with them, but I'm working on them. And hopefully I will get some good playlists going. And you'll be able to go in, and I hope you will watch my daily videos. But if you really want to go and see something in one of the COPD file or one of the other files, and I try to keep it, or I have over time, tried to keep it informational and in some way positive and uplifting. I've made my stories public because, I don't really see any reason to hide it for me. I guess as a nurse, I feel like the more informed, the better. And I just want to let people know that. So I'll talk to you tomorrow. Joe got me, told you I was running out of sketch pad. Joe brought me a big sketch pad. And it flips this way like a tablet. And so I'm really excited to dig into that. I think I got some new canvases. So maybe I'll open it up, but then I'll show you what I got tomorrow. Good night. Smile and wave at somebody. It's satisfying for you, especially and it's friendly, and it's acknowledging to the other person. And if they wave and smile back, you got the same. But whichever, it's like an outreach and a connection, and it makes me feel better when I do that. There's some places that they just figure I'm weird, so I kind of figure, well, maybe that's not the best place. I love you all. Good night.